what exactly is a corned beef? Corned beef traditionally is brisket, which you have here, only you take it and you put it in basically a pickle brine. And then you end up with this, which is right here. So you just go from a brisket to a corned beef simply by brining the brisket in a pickle thing for roughly a couple weeks and getting it to where it gets that great flavor. What we do at Mr. Brisket that's unique is we bake it instead of boiling it. We think that baking it works better, makes it more tender, makes it a little more flavorful and less salty. This part right here, from here to here, this is what's called the flat section. The flat section of a corned beef does not have all the fat on it that you get from this back section here where you have what's called the point. The point and the flat together make the most flavorful corned beef. So when someone comes in and they say, hey, I want some corned beef, but I want it lean, this is where you try and slice it. Everything is set up. All I'm gonna do is catch the corned beef while it comes off the slicer, and we're just gonna set it down. We got corned beef slicing. Now, this corned beef, as I mentioned, is gonna be a little drier because it doesn't have the other part on top of it. If you want the corned beef to be more moist and more flavorful, if you want to sound like an expert when you go out somewhere to get a corned beef sandwich, tell them you want corned beef that comes from the point and the flat, not just the flat section. So I'm going to move this, and we're going to slice now from a different area and get it a little moister. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is get both parts. So notice I pivoted the corned beef. I'm still going to be going directly against the grain. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. The single most important thing when you're slicing corned beef is you have to go against the grain. If you go with the grain, it's going to be stringy. Okay, so you want to go against the grain. So now, this is point section only, but eventually we're going to get to a part where we have point and flat. Now we're starting to hit that. Boom. You got point, you got flat. I don't know if you can tell, there's a little more fat, there's a little more marbling in there. This is a little leaner, but when you have both of them together, it's magic. This is ideal corned beef. You see it sweating a little bit, it's warm, it's not overheated, it won't dry out. This is what you want when you have corned beef, whether it's St. Pat's Day or any day that you're in the mood for a corned beef sandwich. So, what is the most popular sandwich that people make with corned beef? Traditionally, it's a Reuben. A Reuben is Thousand Island dressing on rye bread with corned beef and Swiss cheese and sauerkraut. So Aaron over here is going to build a Reuben the way that we do it at Mr. Brisket. Corned beef, you put it on the bread with the Thousand, you put on as much sauerkraut as you can stuff on there, and then when you're all done, you put it on your panini press and you grill it. You get it nice and toasty on either side. The cheese melts a little bit, and then you have a very tasty sandwich. And there's your Reuben. Nice and toasty and grilled. All we gotta do is wrap it up in the wax paper, and then there it is, ready for St. Pat's Day or for any day of the week that you wanna come into Mr. Brisket, which happens to be open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thanks so much for paying attention. We appreciate it.